So picking up back here in part 2, let's talk a little more about the adjective translated Aeonian in the DLT, where again the translators have mixed and matched these words, making meaningless nonsense out of God's words. Because as we'll see, Aeonian doesn't always equate to something lasting for an entire eon, which the words everlasting and forever imply. No, in many occurrences, Aeonian defines the summation of events concerning the present eon, hence Aeonian, and namely the Aeonian judgment, which judgment is not everlasting, it does not last forever or eternity, but rather for the times and terms encompassing the eon of the eon, which I talked about in part 1. So, when we consider the first occurrence of Aeonios as found in Matthew 18:8, the context concerns the Aeonian fire, which is actually found in 3 verses. So here the Aeonian fire concerns a specific judgment that wraps up the present eon. It's not an everlasting fire that lasts forever, but a judgment that concludes the present eon at the tail end of the Aeonian judgment. And as I talked about in my video, It's About Time, there is a limited term of the origin beginning of the judgment, the uplight. However, the finishing concerns the Aeonian fire, a blast furnace, which answers the question, what is the finishing of those in 1 Peter 4:17? Where also the finishing of 1 Peter 4:17 concerns the same fire of 2 Peter 3:7, which finishing fire is the Gehenna of the fire, also termed the unextinguishable fire. Now, out of the 73 occurrences of Aeonian, 44 of them speak of Aeonian life for all who will come into the completion of the all in all, who will escape the Gehenna of the fire, concerning the right hand, where those who forfeit Aeonian life into the next eon are the left named. The context of Matthew 25:41. That prepared for Diabolos, the one with the holding power of the death. Hebrews 2:14. So, for the left named, the Aeonian discipline is contrasted with the Aeonian life, where again, the discipline here brings correction. It doesn't last an entire eon. It sums up the present eon, hence Aeonian. Now, Aeonian also defines things which last for eons, such as Aeonian life, with the holding power into the eons of the eons, in contrast to the holding power of the death into the eon. John 8:51. Which brings us to Mark 3:29, where we find this unique phrase, properly rendered Aeonian failure. In the context accords with the left named cursed, which points to Isaiah chapter 65 verse 20 in the context of a new heavens and earth. So those who will behold the death into the eon will live one human generation as sons of 100 years, then die. The same context as the failing one, hence the Aeonian failure. This is the Aeonian discipline. They will be liable to the Gehenna of the fire judgment with the consequence of not attaining to Aeonian life, according to the holding power of the death, as opposed to the sons of the day, with the holding power into the eons of the eons. So friends, Aeonian life is the Aeonian beside call and good expectation that we herald and that we faith into. And although I haven't exhausted all occurrences of the adjective Aeonian, I think that this video, along with part 1, will help those who are hungry to investigate what I've talked about, where as faithing ones, think about the eons having been accordingly fitted by the talk of God, the sword of the Spirit, into the end, that the being looked at or seen has not become out of that being made to appear. Think about it.